All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Have honor to the elders and Apostle Great Millstone who taught me the truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the Icon out here that's out here serving this truth and our truth and sincerity. It's scattered about to the four corners of the earth. Chief, I say Shalom. And this video is going to be about staying in the spirit, because we know that, as we continue in this thing and as things continue to ramp up, we're going to be tested more and more. And, it's always that fight against being carnal-minded, being carnal and being in the spirit. So you got always remain to be in the spirit, brother. That's why we got these scriptures to help us stay in the spirit, to give us more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to how to conduct ourselves with things that we come up against. And that's another thing that's going on right now in Israel. You got some people out here that are being carnal-minded, that are being too worldly about things, and they don't understand it. They're playing with people. Well, they do understand. They might not. But at the end of the day, they're playing with people's, lives. They're playing with people. They're playing with people's salvation, and that's a serious offense. This is not no game out here. So we wanna make sure. That's why in GMS we make sure that we push the right doctrine, that we're putting out the right message, and hopefully that vibration picks up and it continues to go out, and we hopefully we can overthrow that wickedness and that carnal mindset that's being pushed out here to the people. And I'm gonna grab the scripture. This is Romans 8. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritual minded is life and peace. There you go. So that's plain and simple right there. If you out here, being too worldly or giving a worldly aspect or a worldly view on things that really require a spiritual eye, that equals to death. But if you out here are being spiritual minded and out here really, using your spiritual eye and your spiritual intuition about things, then that's going to bring you life and peace. Life and peace out here. And that's not a lot, and that's not going on in Israel right now. We got these other camps out here, basically out here moving very carnally, with the t-shirt fringes, with understanding when it comes to the Sabbath day, with the do's and don'ts and everything, and that can become stumbling blocks to other people. But the reason why they're doing that is because they're not really using their spiritual discernment as they should. I'm gonna grab this other scripture. I have it written down. Oh, here we go. And that's because they haven't fully put off the old man. And I'm gonna grab scripture to back that up. Ephesians 4. And I'm gonna start at 21. Ephesians 4 and 21. It says, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahweh Shai, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So how you be renewed in the spirit of your mind? By these scriptures, by gaining this wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And by you doing that, you'll be pinning off that old man. You'll be pinning off those deceitful lusts. The things that you want to do in the flesh, you'll be pinning those things off, and you'll be putting on that whole armor, like the scriptures say. You want to put on the whole armor, and I'm gonna grab that scripture in a minute. The whole armor of this truth, of the word of Yahweh. And it'll help you fight against these things that we have to go through, whether it's as simple as dealing with people out here in this world, or just dealing with how Esau is trying to move out here, and how he's trying to really push his agenda, and just a simple witchcraft that's out here, help you fight against those things. But if you're not out here, fully putting on the full armor of Yahweh, then, and you out here still, trying to, be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you going off. And that's why you gotta really examine yourself, like the scriptures say. Are you really in the faith? Are you really being spiritual, or being in the spirit? Or are you being lukewarm in this thing? And it's being, and the Lord is really turning up, where he's really starting to excuse me, to expose, basically how we saying the real from the fake. So I hope that people are paying attention to what's going on out here, and what's going on, amongst these camps and stuff like that. Because, like I seen a brother did a video about, and what he said in his video, the Lord is really making it where you don't have no excuse to say you didn't know about too many things. Too many things out here. And he's pushing the vibration to address basically everything that needs to be addressed. So ultimately, when it comes down to it, we gotta make sure that we're following Yahushua at the end of the day. We gotta make sure we like-minded ourselves with the same mindset that Yahushua did, and not get caught up in all this nonsense going on. And I'm gonna grab scripture for that. This is 1 Peter 4, and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "For as much then as a Mashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of Yahweh Khan." So basically, we gotta we gotta arm ourselves with the same mindset as Yahushua, and mimic his walk, which is what? A spiritual walk. Yahushua walked in the spirit at all times, which is not possible for us to do, because we're in these fleshly bodies, and Yahushua understands that. But still, if we mimic that to the best of our ability. We strive for righteousness to the best of our ability, and that's what you should do out here. You shouldn't we're in the flesh, so you're gonna have carnal thoughts that come in, but you gotta also trump those thoughts with the spiritual aspect of them. And that's why this whole video is about remaining spiritual, because a lot of people don't do that. They'll take their grace and mercy and Yahushua for granted and abuse it. And you can't do that. You always gotta pro-con the situation, but you always gotta make sure that whatever the outcome is, that it's in the spirit. And let me see. And I'm gonna grab this precept. This is Ephesians 6, and I'm gonna start at 11. Actually, I'm gonna start at 10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." Let me do this real quick. Salakia. All right, I'm gonna read it over. Ephesians 6 and 10. "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Verse 13, "Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand." So you want to put on the whole armor, so the Lord can also determine your steps, to keep you in the spirit, to fight against anything that may be a stumbling block to you, or may confuse you, or that may have you, that could cause you to go back, being to that old man, or going back to them old man ways that you once did, or just having a simple carnal thought about something, which ends up causing you to make a decision that can cost you your salvation or cost you your life. That's why you want to always make sure that you stay in the spirit, brothers. No matter what it is, or what the situation was, or how hard it is, always inquire the Lord about it and ask him to give you the wisdom and knowledge and understanding you need to deal with the situation, whatever it may be. And it's not gonna be easy. Like the scriptures say, I'm gonna grab it. We're gonna go through a lot, but but whatever we go through, it's the Lord chastising us and getting us ready so we can enter into them to them chambers, to them chariots, so we can be saved. And I'm gonna close out with that scripture. Acts 14. Yep. Acts 14:22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Khan. So, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy to always stay in the spirit. It's not. But we gotta understand, through much tribulation, we must go through. So we must go through things so we can enter into the kingdom. So always continue to fight, brother. Continue to fight. Continue to put on the whole armor. Continue to be after the spirit. Continue to pray to the Lord to continue to keep you in the spirit and to give you the spirit. And continue and just ask the Lord to give you the eye of discernment, a spiritual eye of discernment, so you can determine the things that's true and it's not true. So I'm gonna close out with that, brothers, and the sincere alcohol for her that's listening. Continue to be in the spirit, continue to fight, and continue to keep pushing. So I'm gonna close on, give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Shalom.